Welcome back, everybody. Polygon has been on a tear recently, and it's well deserved. We are seeing incredible news, incredible partnerships with institutions from Polygon, and a critical upgrade coming to their blockchain. So we're going to cover all of that news and then end with some chart analysis and price predictions to give you a good idea of whether or not this pump's going to continue or if we're going to head back to the downside. So let's hop right in. So the first bit of news that I would be remiss if I didn't cover first is their incredible zk rollup called EVM that just got announced basically this week, and it is massive, and we're going to explain why. So really, if you know anything about Polygon, it's all about scaling Ethereum with a separate layer 2 blockchain. And so Polygon is one of those biggest layer 2s out here, but the biggest thing to note about the zkEVM upgrade is that it inherits the security of Ethereum while increasing throughput and radically reducing fees. Now, it's EVM equivalent, but what does that mean? So that means that any smart contract or dev tool that you can use on Ethereum can also be used on Polygon, period. Now, you used to have to choose between, what type of smart contract or, what type of tool you were going to use. And now you can just basically use what you're doing on Ethereum and use it on Polygon, which doesn't kind of lead to that, slow up or, thought period of saying, okay, well, what are we going to do here, and cause kind of some of that risk that these developers are taking a look at. Now, the other thing is that they are also going to not have to sacrifice speed or raise costs to achieve this game-changing EVM equivalence. It's going to achieve high throughput, low latency, and low fees. So this is just absolutely massive in terms of the next step for Polygon and its ability to be adopted throughout its ecosystem, but then also for Ethereum developers, right? Because if they're able to get Ethereum developers to adopt their ZK rollups, that means huge growth for Polygon and the MATIC token. So again, quick sum up, it's the fact that we're seeing EVM equivalence, which means that any smart contract or dev tool from Ethereum can now be used on Polygon. And it also allows them to maintain the security of Ethereum, but allow for the scalability and low fees of this zk rollup via Polygon. So this is absolutely massive. I cannot understate how important this is for Polygon. Now, going into some of the most recent partnerships, we are seeing Polygon go through amazing developments across a bunch of different industries. So first and foremost, the education industry. So MSBSD is one of the largest education departments in India, and they recently issued 100,000 tamper-proof digital diplomas on Polygon through LegitDoc, which is a dApp on Polygon. So tapping into the education industry is massive, and if they can continue to develop these partnerships, develop reputation in the industry before a lot of these other blockchains, Polygon is going to have a huge first mover advantage. Now, the next one is Polygon is partnering with Kaleido to bring the power of custom blockchains to enterprises. So if you haven't heard of Kaleido, Kaleido helps consult legitimate Fortune 500 companies on how to create custom blockchains and digital assets for their business models. So if you can see these customers, I mean, Citibank, Shell, Kroger, Humana, T-Mobile, companies you've all heard of, right? Fortune 500 companies. So essentially, Polygon is going to be partnering with those companies via Kaleido. And so Kaleido is going to be leveraging Polygon Edge, which is a modular framework for bootstrapping Ethereum capability networks to meet surging demand from enterprises looking at launching services in Web3. And so it's going to be available on Kaleido starting July 21st. So as of yesterday, Thursday of this week. So absolutely incredible in terms of Polygon basically getting their tentacles, for lack of a better term, everywhere in terms of all of these industries and partnering with these companies. Now, the last big bit of news on the Polygon front, which you've probably heard of, but we're going to break down in a little bit more detail, is that Disney has chosen Polygon for their accelerator program. Now, you might be asking, what is the Disney accelerator program, right? And so basically, this accelerator class is focused on building the future of immersive experiences and specializes in technologies such as AR, NFTs, and AI. But the goal of it, and this is basically the manager from Disney that's running this whole thing, he's basically saying he's looking for the newest class of companies that look forward to furthering their commitment to innovation and continuing to bring the magical experiences to Disney audiences and guests for the next 100 years. So they are talking about saying, hey, how do we beef up the technology entertainment industry? Disney being the largest and maybe most well-known entertainment company, they are looking for specifically 6 companies that are going to help them achieve the next level of technology and entertainment engagement with their audiences. So for Polygon to be announced with this group of highly, impactful companies is massive, and specifically with Disney, right? And what's also important to note is that it's the only blockchain technology that's been successful, right? So you can ask yourself, why didn't they choose Ethereum? Why didn't they choose Solana? There's a specific reason why they choose Polygon and why they chose Polygon, and I think we can probably start brainstorming on a few reasons why, but I'm sure that as this Disney program continues to occur over the next few weeks, we're going to start seeing some more news come out even of how this partnership might work and why Polygon was chosen. But to be the only blockchain network chosen by Disney in this cohort is pretty incredible. So very, very bullish for Polygon. I mean, the institutional adoption is basically on another level that I have not seen in terms of another layer 2 project. So it's just so impressive to see Polygon, logging these incredible partnerships. Now, the last bit of news that I wanted to cover, we hear a lot about this in cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, specifically with Bitcoin and Ethereum, particularly, coins and networks that require mining, but carbon neutrality and sustainability. So Polygon recently, just last month, actually achieved network carbon neutrality. So they were actually able to cancel out any carbon that has been emitted, and now they are a network carbon neutral blockchain. So really, really exciting. And I think that kind of, obviously makes their brand a little bit more attractive as they go out to these institutional companies. A lot of these Fortune 500 companies also have sustainability programs. So when they partner with these blockchain technologies, if anyone in, their customer base has that kind of affinity towards nature, sustainability, they can say, hey, Polygon is carbon neutral, right? So definitely a big thing, on surface doesn't seem big, but when you're going for these large scale partnerships like Polygon is, this is a very, very important aspect of your package of value that you provide. So to close out, we're going to just do some quick chart review here. We're going to go into a little bit of chart analysis and look at the next key levels for Polygon. Now, what you're going to notice here, obviously, we had kind of this, month and a half long, almost 2 month long area where we just played between, 60 cents and, we had this, relatively small, relatively quick dip to 33 cents, but basically played between 40 cents and 65 cents. And what we saw was a potential rounding bottom occur here in June. We kind of got rejected at the top of that. Didn't really play out how we would have liked. But then we got a pretty textbook cup and handle here, if you can see that. And out of that, we just ripped to that next Fibonacci level. And so not only did the technicals line up on the chart, but the amazing news that Polygon got powered this to just an outrageous increase just over the last few weeks. So from that time on July 13th to, just about 3 days ago, middle of this week, we saw an 85% increase in price action. And from our recent low, that is almost a 200%. It actually is a 200% increase, right? So we are looking really good off of the off of the most recent low. Now, a couple things that I want to point out there, given some context of how we got here with the chart pattern and then also the bullish news. I will say we have gotten rejected by this 0.92 fib. So at 92 cents, we have a very, very strong resistance here at this next Fibonacci level. And so that's kind of what we're going to need to watch. Right now we're playing around 86 cents at the time of this video. But as we look forward, 91, 92 cents is really going to be the mark to look for, guys. Once we stand on top of there and, establish some consolidation and a solid support, our next level is going to be around $1.30, and that's when things would really start to get interesting. Now, if we were to get rejected here, let's say, we consolidate and we get boom, rejected, maybe a double top, come back down. Really the riskiest area down to the downside, I would say, is this level right here at about 65, 64 cents. There we saw incredible resistance over and over again. Boom here, boom here, boom here, here again just for a little, and then we blasted through it, right? And so given that we were rejected, 4 or 5 times at that spot, you better bet that that's baked into the chart. People are watching that. And I would say that that's likely going to be our next chance at a solid support. So if we do break down to the downside, I would suspect that, somewhere between 60 and 65 cents, we'll pick up another support and hopefully consolidate there again. And then, hey, maybe we rip and go for that $1.30 mark up there. But I think a lot is possible. I think the future is so incredibly bright for Polygon. I can't tell you the importance of this upgrade, the importance of these enterprise partnerships, and how good the future looks for them, especially being tied to kind of the scalability problem with Ethereum, right? So again, to recap, the level to be watching right now is 92 cents. If we're able to consolidate and hold above that, the next level is $1.30. If we do break down, we're probably looking at something to 60 to 65 cents and hopefully hold this support pretty nicely. If not, we'd be talking about going back down to, the 44, 45 cent mark. But I think, playing between 90 cents and 65 cents is likely where we'll consolidate again before we just go for broke and go to the upside again, right? So I would expect a little bit of consolidation after that incredible 80% run just in the last week or so. Expect a little consolidation between 65 cents and 92 cents, and then maybe we see something to the upside after that. But nonetheless, super bullish on Polygon. Think that has a really, really bright future. Hopefully this video gave you some value, and thank you so much. We will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.